Salutations, I'm Gil.
And I'm Gil, and this is Strategic Prepper.
Welcome. We are at Walmart, and so what are we doing here today?
Building kind of a beginner's kit.
Right. So we have heard many times of people try to tell beginners, buy this, buy that, you need this, you need that, and you know what? Instead of telling you, we're going to show you. So we're going to go do it. We're going to go get what we would consider the essential beginnings.
Yeah, kind of where to start, which is actually kind of what we did about 10 years ago, probably.
Yeah, we just went to Walmart and filled up a cart.
Yep.
And we're going to do that. Stay tuned at the end where we will let you know how this kit we get can be yours. All right, here we are in Walmart. Take a look at all this good stuff. If you could. We want to start with a bag. And Gil, look, there's so many different bags to choose from.
Yeah.
Big ones, little ones.
This one's not bad. This one's 10 bucks, 25 liters. Yeah, it's not a bad starter bag. You could fit a decent amount of stuff in here.
Yeah, 25 liters is pretty good size.
If you're just starting out, not really knowing right what your end goal is going to be, it's not a bad starter bag.
All right, so let's start with this bag, and let's see what kind of stuff that a brand new prepper should be putting in there.
So yeah, we can start at the end of the aisle.
Yeah, let's start at that. The idea. All right. So let's take a look. A lot of the stuff is good stuff, but I wouldn't start with this stuff, with the stove.
Stoves and all that.
No,
yeah.
I would build towards this stove and the camp fuel, but not start there. Again, these type of pots are great. I actually have one like this. I love it, but it's not the place to start. But we do need a utility set. All right, spoon, fork. All right, so we're gonna toss this one in here. All right, what else you seeing, Gil?
We got the wind and the waterproof matches.
Yes.
Now, sometimes you can get these in, they come sealed in a plastic container. A lot of times they're called store matches. Those are actually a little better, but they don't have any right here. The other thing too, I guess depends on what direction you want to go in, some kind of fire starting material. You got these fire start cubes and these little logs, which these little logs really aren't designed for what we're trying to do.
Let's do the cubes because I actually use the fire start cubes and they are excellent.
Okay.
And
Now, yeah,
they break out into little packets, as you can see.
Yeah.
Easier to store.
and if you're doing the same concept on Amazon, you can also look up trioxane. That's a pretty good product. But yeah, something to help start your fire. And here they don't have them, but
Let me put those in the bin.
a standard Bic lighter is also good to have in the kit.
We can probably get one up
cheap,
at the cash register.
I mean, it's so easy. There's no reason not to have them.
One thing I want to add, I see you have used this. One thing that I want to add, I see Gil has used this for years. And actually, I don't have one, but I want one because it actually is awesome.
I thought you got one. Oh.
No, I keep saying I'm going to. I haven't got one. Remember that for Christmas. A Stanley 2-cup set. This just works. Oh,
You get it. It's that's like a little locking ring almost.
here. Show what we got.
So stainless steel, which means it's a little heavier, but it's pretty durable, and it's got these 2 plastic cups in there. And so yeah, it's pretty cheap. So I think it's 15 bucks, and I still use it. It's still part of my main kit. I can heat up my water and all that.
So, and that's the key thing. So you can heat this up, and I look at these other kits, but I don't like the plastic and rubber on this. You can't heat these. This, you can take the cups out, and you can heat them. You can boil your water. You can prepare your food.
You got cups for coffee.
You can do everything.
They can be used as measuring cups for your food.
It's got measuring cups on the inside, so we're including that.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Cast iron, a great upgrade down the road.
Well,
right?
that's
for staying at home.
Yeah.
Right? Staying at home and camping, great stuff, lasts forever. So why are we not including plates in all this? Because your Stanley Cup works. We're talking individual serving here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next we go to the meals. Mountain House is great. For any kit, you got to have a few meals. These are lightweight. MREs are good. They're calorie dense, but they're also heavy.
Yeah, they're pretty heavy.
Right. There's a number of brands out here. they happen to have Mountain House, and you happen to prefer Mountain House.
Yeah, I like Mountain House. And a lot of times Walmart too will have the lifeboat rations. Here I don't see them, but yeah, if you find those, you can use those too. They're usually pretty cheap. They're pretty calorie dense.
So let's do one breakfast, scrambled eggs.
Yep.
And what are we gonna do for 2 meals? Everyone loves lasagna. We're gonna include a lasagna, and how about a chili mac and beef?
That's good.
That's a pretty good one, right? So
Can
3
we
meals.
pause for a second?
Sure. All right. So we've got the chili mac. We've got the lasagna, and we've got the scrambled eggs. All right. Looks like we're at water. So we have 2 different types here. So this is what we started with, because we like 2 different methods, right?
Yep.
So one method is boiling the water, and the other is treating it with these aqua tablets. Now inflation has hit; the prices have gone up. They're like $7,
Yeah,
but
it
they
used
were
to be
like
a lot cheaper.
Oh, they used to be like
$3.
$2-3
Yeah.
when we bought them. But every kit should start with this. We're going to add something that is not necessary, I think,
Yeah.
but it's a good bonus
preferred.
if it's preferred if you can, and that's what you have.
So it's a Sawyer Mini. These are $20, so they're the same price as your Life Straw. But with Life Straw, it's literally a straw. You can only suck in water, right? You can't store water. So this I can actually store water. It's the same price. Yeah, with water you want redundancies, right? So with the fire, with the filter, with the tablets, we have 3 ways now to purify water.
Right. So keep in mind when we give you the final price that this $20 is kind of an add-in that we're throwing in. But if you're building your own kit, start with the tablets and a way to boil water. That's your 2 methods, and that's an add-on. So when you're figuring out how much money you need, you could do without that initially. All right. What else we got here?
The magnesium bar and striker, it's not bad. It doesn't have to have a magnesium bar. This one happens to have one on there, but
Okay. This is for sparks for starting a fire.
yeah.
Everyone has to have a multi-tool. This is not your best multi-tool, but we're talking getting started. So
Yeah.
So this will do the trick. May not last as long, but it's a good way to start. I like the Leatherman sets, but you're talking $90, $100 for a good set.
Yeah,
This one
Leatherman,
here,
Solid, those are good. But
$10. I actually have some from the same company that I picked up post-Christmas for $1 a piece. Can't beat that. If it breaks, you throw it away.
Yep.
Right? What else you got here, Gil? Whistle.
Yep, it's got a little compass in it.
Why? Whistle? Because it has a compass and a thermometer.
Yeah, it's not a bad signaling method to have. It's kind of one of those things that are pretty cheap, pretty light. There's really no downside of having them.
Right.
We got the ponchos and emergency blankets.
Okay. Poncho and emergency blanket. Also, these companies make emergency tent. We're going to look for an emergency tent for
Yeah.
$2-3 at Amazon.
You could go the poncho. You can go the tarp route too if you wanted to.
Right.
Which reminds me, it's 50 feet. So I don't know which one you want to go with. They're both. It says they're both 50 feet.
I don't like the orange
So
because you may need stealth.
yeah,
you don't want to. Right.
So 50 feet of 550 cord.
All right.
You got the first aid kit too.
All right. Now, come in here, zoom in a little bit. We have some knives, right? These are affordable. They will work. Okay. $9, $10 for the knives. But here's what we're going to do for you. In our knife video, right up here, we talk about which knife?
Oh, the more knife.
The Moore knife. So tell them what you're going to throw in here instead of one of these.
Okay, so we're gonna get with we're gonna get something on the internet and get the Moore knife engraved with the logo, and so we'll have that in the kit as well.
So we're going to include in this a strategic prepper Moore knife.
Yep.
All right, first of its kind, just for whoever gets this kit. speaking of kit,
First aid kit.
got to have a first aid kit. This is going to have some basic information. Like we say, you start with the basics and you upgrade later.
Yeah,
right? You have to have something.
Yeah.
This is not going to be the best kit, but it'll have some capability. It'll have some supplies that you need.
Yeah, and you gotta remember that what we're doing is a lot of it's budget oriented. So obviously, with everything we're getting, you could spend more money and get something better. But yeah, it's real budget oriented.
And I am going to throw in the camp soap because hygiene's important when you're in a survival situation. All right, so we've got sleeping bags. We actually don't have a lot to choose from here today. As you can tell, we didn't like pre-plan this trip. We just walked into Walmart. What are we going to get? So we've got a good sleeping bag here, and don't know what the cost is, but we'll figure it out. This one's about the same. That one's $16. Same company. So this one here is probably similar in price. So we're going to find that out. Now, this will not be able to fit in the bag, but typically people take sleeping bags and attach them to the bottom of their backpack. So one of the reasons we have cord is so we can go ahead and do that. Also, we're in the lighting section. We've got headlamps. Headlamps are important because if you're out there at night, you might need light and you need both hands free. So a headlamp is for like close in work, right? So I looked at a bunch of these, and this one is a good lamp. It's only $6.50, 100 lumens, and that will and this will be very good for close in work. So you always want to have a headlamp because sometimes you do need hands free. Go. We need also a regular flashlight that does a little better than this. And what are you going to get for us?
So we're looking at this one right here. This one's a Bushnell 400 lumen. So if you look at these prices, right, this one's 400, about 30 bucks. 100 is like 16. You do on your regular flashlight, you do want to have something with a little more power. The difference between 100, 400, and 500 is actually pretty great. So
what about this one?
Yeah, this one. So we had initially seen this one too is pretty cheap. How much is this one?
This one is $10.
Yeah, 40 lumens is it's not really bright enough to be that useful in a survival situation, right?
And that one is how much money?
30 bucks, 400 lumens. Now it takes CR123 batteries, so they're not as common as AA, so that's something to be aware of. But
so for 3 times the price, you get 10 times the light.
Yeah, and it's any of you guys that have been outside at night camping or whatever, you know it's really useful. So that's what we're gonna go with.
But in a pinch, you could go with the cheaper one.
If that's all you have, yeah.
That's all you got.
That's all you got, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a tarp here. It's a cheaper tarp. We got the Outdoor Products tarp. You can use this as a shelter in a pinch. It's also where we got the 550 cord. You can lash it between trees and whatnot. Obviously, it's not a full tent. It's not an expensive tarp. So this one here, water-resistant urethane coated fabric. Eventually, those coated fabrics, water can bleed through eventually, right? So that's something to note. And like we said earlier, this kit we're doing is really for beginners, budget conscious. So yeah, if you've got more of a budget or if you're a little further along, then you can start picking and choosing what you're going to upgrade. But this is really bare minimum, bare necessities. Yeah, this one's a 5x7 tarp.
Right, so keep going. Okay, so also we need a water bottle. And like we said, this is a starter water bottle. These are all a little big. This is steel. I don't want steel. I would not want to carry steel.
Yeah, I mean,
I actually would like one.
I like the steel because you can boil water, but we already have the Stanley cook set for
Yes,
this.
so I'm looking lightweight. So I'm looking around and take me to the trail. A water bottle for $4 from Ozark. Do you see anything else that'd be better? About the same. And, so it's plastic. So this will do the trick. You should have a way to carry water, and that'll go good with that Sawyer. So let's put this in there. So we have, let's review what we have. We have fire. Oh, you're gonna bring it over here?
It'll be a little visual, like we can look down at it and remember what we got.
Yep, okay. All right, so We have fire, we have shelter, we have sleeping bags, we have first aid kit, we have sanitation, we have a knife. We're going to add that other knife.
Yep.
So what else? So we can cut small wood with the multi-tool if we need to.
One thing to note with the food too is right here, all of these food options require water and preparation. So, like I said, a lot of times at Walmart or sporting goods store, you can find the lifeboat ration. So you could add that if you decide you want to put in a bag of trail mix. You can change it up, but that's something to note. Like in this system, you have to prepare that. So as long as you're aware of that, that's fine.
Anything missing? We're going to see if we can get big lighters at the cash register.
Yeah.
And I think this is a good starter kit.
Yeah.
If you have nothing and then you go get this, you are leaps and bounds ahead of most people.
Yeah, and we've got our get home bag video out, so you can see what we work to for a good 3-day bag.
Yeah. So take a look at that video.
Towards.
Right, and for prepping at home, we have the hurricane video to see what you can work towards for getting home preparedness.
Yep.
So between 0 and those 2 videos, this is a good stepping stone. This is a good starting
spot. You start with this. You start with the FEMA and the Red Cross list that we talked about, and while you're doing your hazard assessment, that's not a bad stepping stone.
Yeah, I mean, if you get this, we always say start with the hazard assessment, but if you do this before you get the hazard assessment, you have not lost.
Yeah, no.
You're going to need this. Any kit, you're going to need all this, no matter what your scenario is.
Yep.
And I don't think we have any significant gaps, even without the big ladder. So obviously there'll be specific scenarios where you need extra stuff, like if you're in the really cold north, you might need some colder weather stuff. But in the general survival sense,
if you're in the swamps, you're gonna need more insect stuff.
Yeah.
More food depending on how long you're trying to go for. But
all right, let's go to the cash register. All right, one thing that our kit did not cover was a stove. Now, yes, you can burn over and you can cook over an open fire, but we want to back up here. So what we have is a Coleman stove that uses a fuel, and this is the fuel canister here. So you've got, you see the picture here? You can burn your pot, you can set your pot right on top of the fire. You use something similar, and it's very effective.
Yeah, so I got the MSR Pocket Rockets. That's a name brand, really good one. You can get cheaper ones on Amazon. There's other people who made videos testing. They actually work pretty good. And so yeah, in my kit I have that. Now, reality is too is when we're actually using our kits, if I can use an open fire, I do set my Stanley cook set on the open fire and let it boil. But I like having the stove, for one, because I can use it in just about any weather, any climate. Even if it's pouring down rain, those things will work, and they'll heat up water a lot more quickly. And if there's a situation where I don't want an open fire, open flame and smoke, I can use that. So I like having it, even if I don't always use it.
All right, let's check out. There you have it. We've got this shopping list that's going to give you some pretty good capabilities for a beginner. $250 plus the customized more knife we're going to add in here. All right. So we have looked at some other beginning lists on the internet. In fact, we're going to have a video on that coming up soon. But what capabilities do we not have here? We've pretty much got everything covered for an emergency.
That's right,
For the basics, the starting point basics, we have this covered. Now, we mentioned that obviously, you want to improve beyond this, but
yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff we're getting cheap stuff. We're getting something that'll work. I mean, they're not. Yeah, if you were to replicate this kit and go high end and everything, you're gonna spend $1,500 easy.
Right.
Right. So we're not trying to do that. This is you're starting out, you're doing your assessment. What can I go out and get to
This
cover
is
my basics?
Get me started. $250,
Yeah.
not 1,000, not 1,500. $250. We got all this. And here's the thing. We already have our kits, so we're gonna give this to one of you. Okay. Anyone? Unfortunately, we got to limit it to the continental United States, and we will ship this to you. The way you enter for this random selection. When are we going to do this? Labor Day.
Labor Day.
How about
yeah.
that's a good time? Labor Day 2021. We will draw names randomly based on emails on our website, strategic-prepper.com. We have a link in the comment section below. So, if you want to be considered for this free kit, give us your email at our website, and on Labor Day we will draw names and we will send this to you. We'll reach out to you at that time and send this kit to you. Did we miss anything?
No, they covered everything.
All right, stay safe, stay prepared.